Yo, 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 what up? It's Brandon with The Truth Hurts. 2010. Well, I don't know why I want to say 9, but it's 2010. Our first review, 2010. What better film than Brooklyn's Finest? Directed by your boy, Antonio Fuqua, or however he says his name. I really don't know. But in case you don't know him, he did the West Coast crime drama, what did he do? Training Day. Which is funny because in this movie, obviously transitions to the East Coast, which I like East Coast cop drama, like New York type movies, because one, I got family in Brooklyn and I love Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? In this movie, the aerial shots they did of like the Brooklyn projects or whatnot were, to me, cool, and they didn't even need a lot of sound effects for like when they were outside, like chasing bad guys and stuff. Like you were just enveloped with the whole New York atmosphere in Brooklyn, which this movie almost took me back to Brooklyn. I love New York, so first of all, that's what captured my heart. So I love that. The second part, another thing I like, was Don Cheadle, Richard Gere, Wesley Snipes, and Ethan Hawke. Those guys came in this movie and gave their A game. The dialogue they were given was great. The scripting and the writing of this movie was on par, was on point. I mean, you just have to go see it, and you almost feel like you're like looking into somebody's like this almost feels like real life. It doesn't feel like a movie; it feels like real life. And I mean, this movie was just done so perfectly. And I was at first, I've read about the movie, and it's gonna be 2 hours and 13 minutes long. I thought that was a little long. I didn't think that the pacing was gonna be well paced. I thought it would be too long. But actually, when they're transitioning between each character's lives, which at the end intertwine, it moves time along. Now, I'm not even gonna lie. There's like one or two boring scenes, but they aren't that boring because they're suspenseful. There are some suspenseful scenes in this movie where you're wondering what's gonna happen to these characters, And I mean, they could be just seemingly doing nothing, and it could end up like just pop, 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 pop. Oh, the shit's hitting the fan. It's crazy. It's crazy. But a key theme that was brought up is ethics and morals. Which is funny because that's what I'm studying at Heights, where I'm a senior in my English 4 class. Like, kind of like, what would you do in this situation? Where Ethan Hawke has a shitload of kids in this movie. It's like, he has no money, but yet he's going to have fucking twins. It's like, dude, stop giving your wife the D. You have no money, But so now he's trying to steal, like, money from crime scenes that they get off drug busts, to pay for this house. And it's like, I can understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to provide for your family, but what kind of example are you setting for them, And all these characters have these moral dilemmas and ethical questions that get answered throughout the film, and you see the outcomes, fits, what they were trying to do. And I mean, the directing of this movie was just on par. The movie felt almost like a POV, or from a point of view. You felt like you were a character going, walking with these guys. That's what I really enjoyed. I think it's what brought me into the story, that much more. And even in the beginning of the movie, they established a connection between you and the characters that was set early on, so that when stuff happened to them, you felt it emotionally, which I enjoyed, and that's what I love about cinema and movies. To where you can, make me, because you go to movies to be lied to, basically. So if you can make me believe that lie, or make me just bring me into the story for that short 2 hours, you've done your job. So that's why I give this movie an A-. Give it an A- because the ending is kind of cheesy, but you'll still enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Pritchett. Oh, and before I end this review, I understand it's kind of late for our first review of 2010, but you gotta remember, we have lives too. We don't get paid for this stuff. We do this for fun, Me personally, Botillion 2010, get at us. The step is gonna be sick, so sick, son. We'll forget about 09 and not disgrace. You know what I'm saying? If you're from '09 and you did your job, you did your job. But if you didn't, you know, you suck. Heights, you know what I'm saying? Hit me up. You trying to get them Botan tickets? Get them. But, you know, enough of me hawking stuff. This has been Brandon. Truth hurts. Comment, view, subscribe. Tell y'all your homies about this site. Get at us. Peace.